Are you xenophobic? Please explain.
What this man spends on gardens. Get out.
You have had to spend some time de-nerding yourself.
He says rapidly, adjusting his glasses.
Coming up on television's Best of the Best.
The uniquely Australian entertainment shows that became appointment viewing across decades.
It's funny how I find myself.
As a television host, every time you walk into Studio 9 here in Melbourne, you'd better be at the top of your game. After all, the entertainment luminaries who've graced these floors over 5 decades have left a lot to live up to.
There must be something about this space that spawns absurd and truly brilliant television memories. The sort of moments that made The Don Lane Show the highest rating variety show in Australian television history.
I think one of the reasons that Don was so successful was because of his good looks and his talent too. But the girls really fancied him.
Went to London just to ride the pole.
Don Lane was a genuine star of Australian television. It was pure variety.
I just used to love some of the stunts. That's a gutsy thing to have to walk through those swords.
We got hold of a commercial that we didn't think was all that amusing, so just did it as we felt it should be done. We sometimes got a little violent with the product.
But it takes a lot of beating. Beat it. Show 'em how you can beat it. You can ask for anything you want on this show, and we'll have someone go out and get it for you.
Christ.
We tried to get him, but there wasn't enough money. But you wouldn't lie to anybody. We're going for a commercial break, and you can piss off. We'll be back with Diana Trout.
Now, you know you're pretty, don't you? What do you do to stay so pretty?
Oh.
In 2001, a new breed of television emerged. A bizarre human experiment where captivity was the theme and shock was the stock in trade.
You can say that again, Natalie. Over 7 years, Australian Big Brother provoked a wave of moral outrage, but for its obsessive fan base, that was simply proof they were onto something truly unique.
Big Brother never sleeps.
I think the whole Big Brother concept worked to start with because there was like this sexual tension in the house.
If I go, all I want is for you to look at me through that door, and I want you to be the last person to look at me. That's it.
Gretel Colleen had this amazing ability to sum up the way the entire country was feeling about someone in the house. So when they came out of the house and actually sat on the couch with her, the mood that she would take with them was always spot on and perfect.
Now, I, of course, wanted you to fall in love with everybody in the house. And I know that in a way you all did fall in love with everyone. But you ended up with a sister over the last couple of weeks, didn't you?
When you're in there, you don't know. You don't know all what's going on. And that's one thing that everyone forgets. You know nothing. You know absolutely nothing about the hysteria that's being created outside of that little vacuum-sealed, whiskey bottle.
The winner of Big Brother is Ben.
Over 28 years, Hey Hey It's Saturday literally grew up alongside its audience. From its origins as a humble cartoon show, it blossomed into a prime-time entertainment juggernaut.
It did indeed, co-hosted by a pink ostrich and with a list of regulars that included a head on a stick, the sound effects man and a gong-swinging Red Simons, who can forget him. Hey Hey became an undisputed Aussie cultural icon.
It started as a cartoon show hosted by Daryl. Very successful on a Saturday morning. It grew and grew and grew.
Hello, how are you?
There you are, Angel. Very good, Angel.
Do you like my new flaps?
It really did push the boundaries in a lot of ways, and there was quite a bit of adult humour in there as well.
Full ahead.
Yes, I am.
The unbelievable characters, that head on a stick that kept talking to everybody. Who would sell that to somebody, you know?
I have been lonely.
Spinning that wheel with dead chooks or whatever the hell it was in there. I mean, you couldn't think of weirder things to do than what they've done.
He's speaking Greek.
Speaking Greek, what's he saying?
He says something about your mother.
Red Faces was a favourite. I loved watching Red just be so nasty to people.
You're the sort of person who gives failure a bad name.
And cop this.
You know, it was just a whole bunch of excitement and perfect for a Saturday.
It's such a huge show and it had been around for so long and
one of the greatest shows of its time.
Its place in television history is a pretty important one.
Well, there is no formula for brilliant live television, and maybe that's why putting a group of performers in a studio and letting them create their own boundaries can be so engaging.
So when Graham Kennedy became the host of In Melbourne Tonight, television had no rules. But IMT's outrageous spontaneity became the benchmark for every variety show that followed.
There wasn't much preparation. We'd rehearse the commercials, but they were rehearsed for the sake of the clients who came in the afternoon. And what they saw at rehearsal was nothing to do with what was going to happen on that night.
Have you seen that commercial? Nice homemade vanilla slice made out of 2 Sayo biscuits. How about that? Sounds like dysentery, doesn't it?
3 out of 5 times, it worked. And on the other 2 occasions, we blamed the scriptwriter, who had nothing to do with it.
It must be true what they say. Rasputin is immoral.
Immortal! Well, all right. 1, 2, 3.
This was what was so appealing about Graham overall, I think. He sent himself up as much as he sent everybody else up. We're supposed to take this seriously, this whole exercise very seriously, but Graham was incapable of doing that.
This is delicious here. This is pal dog food. Rover? Oh, he's...
We hope you've enjoyed our brief look at some of the iconic shows and performers from the first 5 decades of Australian television.
In exactly a week from now, something special begins here on Channel 9 as we reaffirm a commitment to showcasing the best our industry has to offer. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
She's a beauty.